how do you have capitalism and not get that corruption that we had in the late 1800s?
So I don't buy completely the story about Edison. I mean, he was a genius. He produced a lot. There was cronyism. There's no question. But the scale in which there was cronyism in the 19th century has been vastly exaggerated. And guess who has the incentive to exaggerate it? The progressives, who were the mudruckers of the time, who were writing the stories of the time. There was a lot less corruption, a lot less cronyism in the late 19th century than there is today. A lot less.
That, yeah.
A lot. It's not even on the same scale.
Yeah,
not even on the same scale.
At least institutionalized.
When you go back and you look at what actually J.P. Morgan did and what actually Rockefeller did and these other guys, there was almost no cronyism there. There was very little, or even Carnegie, very little cronyism there. They were portrayed as cronies because nobody, people wanted to paint them as evil. Because of their success, and because of their success under capitalism.
Right.
Now, how do you create a system where that doesn't happen? I would rewrite the Constitution, and I would have a provision in there that's very explicit that the government has no role to play in economics. The government shouldn't be pro-capitalist. It shouldn't be pro-socialist. It should have no involvement in economic affairs. It should basically tell you, we're here to protect your property rights. You want to be a commie, and you want to get some friends and start a commune, as long as you're not forcing anybody to be at the commune. We're not opposed to that. We're just protecting property rights. Government has no role
I don't
in
think
economics.
I have a problem with that. I'm trying to see where I would have a problem.
We don't regulate. We don't redistribute wealth. We stay out of your lives. And you guys go out there and you invest and you produce and you create.
I got to take a break because let me come back and let me just ask you this. How do you have commerce between the two? That's where it fell apart with the Articles of Confederation. So how would you regulate so we would have fair trade between each other? Back in just a second.